Hey everybody, this is David here, or Acts Like a Grandmaster, or aka Chessman. Basically, my Twitch channel is Act Like a Grandmaster, and my YouTube is Chessman. I think I'm the Chessman, and I believe everyone should act like a Grandmaster. Anyways, today we're going to continue covering Coach Champs, and I've already done all of round 1, so now I'm on to round 2 with Group 2. And Group Two's ratings are between 800 and 1199. So let's take a look. Should be some mistakes, blunders, swindles. Let's see, we got Klingerman Chess with the white pieces with a rating of 1067 versus SM Terrical Slam with a rating of 1106. Accuracy is 77.6 to 87%. Not bad. Not bad, especially for their rating. Let's take a look. Start with e4, d6. We got a perk defense. Take control of the center. Developing the pieces. Hang on a second. Castles, queen. We get e5, queenside castles, and c5. I'm guessing it was probably better to go knight to g4 attacking this bishop. Let's just take a look. Let's see what it says. Yep, knight g4. Could have also done c6. That wasn't too bad either. All right, let's continue. So we get a takes, and then a blunder. I'm pretty sure queen should have taken, because now, don't you just win a rook? Takes. Looks like it. Yeah, queen takes d8. b5. Let's see. Oh, we got a missed opportunity. Let's see. Well, you can still take the queen. It's just you're not up as much material now. All right, white's winning by 4.5 points. So pretty much just continue, develop the rook, the other rook, and I don't know, at this rating, I guess you want to start pushing these pawns because you have a majority, 4 versus 3, so you want to try to make a passed pawn, but it's kind of tough because the king's on this side, because it's helping the pawns. Some pieces are gonna have to get traded first, I think. But all right, let's see what happens. So they're putting pressure on this pawn. Let's see. White trades the rooks and does not defend. But I guess it's not a big deal because you end up winning this pawn. Instead, black defends that square. And that was a mistake. Let's see what white should have done. Looks like rook d8 was the move. Or f3. Or rook d3. Those are the top three moves. I probably would have done rook d3. Or actually, no, I probably would have gone f3. Just defend this pawn and keep the knight from coming in. But we get a trade instead. Let's see. And then... So, I mean, white's winning, but, I mean, black does have two bishops, so... Still something. What was the better move? Bishop h2. Oh. Keep attacking the rook. Yeah, I guess. 'Cause then the rook has to go to e1. And then... Could at least take this pawn, but it's probably a better move. Wow. Black wins a pawn. And white drops a rook. White was completely winning. And drops the rook. Wow. That's unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, it says black's completely winning, but at this level, it could still be a draw. I mean, actually, I don't know. I mean, black should win this because you got 3 pawns versus 2, and these pawns are on dark squares, which is the same color as this bishop. So black has all the advantages. But this bishop is doing an alright job because it's eyeing all 3 of these pawns, so it's going to take some work. You're going to need the help of the king. Alright, let's see if black can convert. Dropping pawns isn't a help. Yeah, now black just has 2 passed pawns, so I mean this is totally winning. Just march them down, get a queen. If you have to, you'd sacrifice it for the bishop, and then just win these 2 pawns with the bishop. But don't do this, because this is a draw. This is stalemate. Wow. I guess it's kind of fair since white was winning the entire time. And I mean, white dropped a rook, but if white hadn't dropped the rook, he could have won. So I guess it's only fair that it ends in a draw. But still, that's crazy. Let's see what black should have done. Because here black's still winning. I'm guessing c2. Yeah, c2. Then king goes to c1, and then bishop delivers checkmate. It's too bad. Close to a win. Alright, let's go to game 2. Okay, game 2 was played by 84 Moose with the white pieces with a rating of 1220. And his opponent is Cash Carbon with a rating of 1219. So neck and neck in rating. Very close. Let's see. The accuracy is 83.8% to 72.6%. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look. So we get D4, D5, and we get something interesting. Queen's pawn opening. Usually we get Queen's Gambit or the London, but now we get something different. Don't know where 84 Moose learned this, but the computer still says it's equal, so what do I know? Get some development. White likes moving his pawns. Now this is weak, but it's not like the queen has a way of getting involved. Well, maybe try to win this bishop, so then you can maybe bring your knight here. After developing. Oh, gets the bishop. This pawn is not defended, so either bishop, I think bishop has to come back. Of course, if rook takes, then the bishop could skewer the rook to the queen. So maybe you can't take it. He guards with the rook. Yeah, now white can take because the pin doesn't work. The pin doesn't work because you can just take the rook with check. Let's see if that's what happens. Yeah. It was a better move. What was the better move? Was it just taking with the rook? Let's see. Yeah, rook takes e6. Then queen takes e6. King h8. Alright, and white's up a pawn and a half. I mean, that's definitely a mistake because you can bring your rook down here and at least win the bishop. Either win the bishop, lose the queen. If king goes here, then that looks pretty bad. I think that's checkmate, so that means the king has to go this way. King goes that way. Then I don't know, maybe just queen. No, queen. I don't know. That one takes a little bit more calculating, but you're still winning the bishop. That's what we get. I think that's checkmate. Yep. Well, that game was a bit faster. I mean, it was a good game. Not as many mistakes as the last game. Well, the last game the person dropped a rook. In this game there were no big blunders. So let's take a look at the third game. All right, in the third game we have Cash Carbon versus Jay Andorra. And Cash Carbon's rating is 1211. Jay Andorra's rating is 981. Accuracies were both in the 80s, so it should be a good game. And let's see. Got an E4. So we got an Alekine's Defense, and it turns into a perk. Alright, so this is the second perk of the day. Game looks familiar. Or maybe it was the first perk. I think this is the second perk. Maybe I'm thinking of a different video. Oh, but okay, so we get a bishop attack this time. And what should we have done there? Queen A5 was the move. Alright, when the smoke clears, white is up a rook for a bishop, a rook for a knight, and has 6 pawns versus 7 pawns. Wait, bishop, bishop, knight, bishop, bishop, knight, rook. Oh no, white has a rook. White's up a rook for a pawn. So good job, white. Now you just gotta figure out how to get your knight out of there. See, now it's again a rook, and see, 5 pawns versus 7 pawns. So you're up a rook for like 3 pawns, or 2 pawns. Alright, now you just gotta chase down some of these pawns. And win the bishop, that helps. And white's doing really good on the clock, so yeah, if it was me, I'd just promote a queen, win one of these pawns, promote a queen, and then just ladder checkmate. Uh-oh. Good thing you got a bishop. Uh-oh. For a second, you telling me that white doesn't know how to checkmate with a queen and rook? There we go. Sheesh. That was scary for a second. Not much to say about that game. There weren't too many mistakes. Basically, white went up a rook and then just traded down and then won. So it was a good game. And stayed up on the clock, which is very important. Well, that was Group 2, Round 2. And next time we'll be covering Group 3, Round 2. And I'll also be covering Hikaru's games at the Maritime. And I'll be covering the U.S. Championships. And maybe the Speed Chess Championships. I don't know, that's a lot of games. But I'll see what I can do. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribes, and hope you check out my other videos, and hope you have a great day.